Hi there, Genevieve Anderson here, your personal perinatal psychologist. Okay, so if you're pregnant and feeling more anxious than usual, let's talk about it. Because here's something we don't often hear. Prenatal anxiety isn't always a problem. In fact, it's part of how we're wired. Let's go back in time for a second, maybe all the way back to our caveman days. I want you to imagine two cave mums. The first one, she's chill. She gives birth wherever she likes. She doesn't really notice if her baby's a bit cold or hungry. Maybe she even leaves the baby in the cave for a bit while she heads out, not bothering to notice that there might be a tiger lurking in the wings. Sadly, that baby, it falls prey to the dangers of its environment and the family line ends there. Now, the second cave mum. She's anxious. She wants to give birth somewhere safe. She's nesting. She's scanning for danger. She's making sure she can birth as safely as possible. And once that baby arrives, she is super tuned in. She notices when that baby is upset. She's trying to predict what it needs. She worries about feeding. She worries about warmth. She worries about keeping the baby close at all times. Sounds pretty anxious, right? But guess what? That baby survived. It grew up, had more babies, and guess what? It passed on the same anxious and protective instincts to the next generation. So here's the kicker. We're actually the descendants of those anxious cave mums. And your brain today? Well, it's still running on that same ancient wiring because pregnancy is still a really primal process, even though we live in a super modern world. During pregnancy, your brain actually starts to reshape in the way that is responsible for threat detection. It grows and learns about the environment in a way to help you find danger so that you can keep your baby away from it. Essentially, it's getting you ready to focus, protect, and bond. In fact, if we scanned your brain today and compared it with your non-pregnant friend, we'd be able to tell which one was you straight away, because pregnancy changes the brain in measurable and visible ways. But instead of worrying about saber-toothed tigers and which cave to birth in, your brain now focuses on modern-day threats. And just because it's not a wild animal does not mean it's not keeping you up at night. So if you're lying awake worrying about the baby or the pregnancy, or suddenly obsessed with the nursery being just right, it's not because you're broken, it's because you're already bonding with your baby. You're already becoming that tuned in, protective mum. Now, does that mean you have to feel anxious all the time? Absolutely not. We've come a very long way since the caveman days. And now we have tools to help you channel that energy so that you can feel more calm, more prepared, and yes, even enjoy your pregnancy a little bit more. So the next time you catch yourself worrying, just remember, this is your brain becoming a mum. And that is pretty amazing. Click through to my other videos for practical tools and tips to manage anxiety during pregnancy, and I'll see you soon.